A very good morning to all of you. This is really a great pleasure and a great moment for all of us to see such an overwhelming response from all across the country. I am Dr. Rajput, coordinator of this event. Look forward to all the participants who will be joining us, attending and going through various sessions which we have planned very meticulously to take you to the depth and appraise you with the breadth and width of the subject area. Especially regarding the next generation networks, we will have lot many things to talk about, including how the current network protocols and systems would need to be modified in order to cope up with the upcoming requirements, stringent conditions of Industry 4.0 standards, where almost near real-time communication will be mandatory with a time delay of even maybe time packet delivery constraint of 1 microsecond end-to-end over the link. So that will be a very interesting thing to talk about. So we are waiting for a few more experts to join, and as they join, we will proceed further. Okay, so just please wait for some time. Hello Girish, now we can see you. Welcome to the program. Hello Dr. Ajay, welcome and thank you so much for joining this program. Yeah, I can see many other guests. Yeah, I can see Professor Kim also, Dr. Bala from BHU. Hello, Dr. Bala, namaskar. So good. We are waiting for some other guests to join and we would start. Hello, Suhas. Very good morning and welcome to this event. I hope you can listen to us. Hello, Professor Kim. Very good afternoon. So let us start and let me formally welcome all the dignitaries, luminaries, and amazing people from all across the country, all across the globe. In fact, I would say we have amazing speakers here in this short-term program. Especially from Cisco, I formally welcome Mr. Suhas Mansingh, who is Vice President Engineering in Cisco. Fortunately, and we are so happy that he is our alumnus as well. I also welcome Mr. Girish Gupta from Senior Engineer from Cisco, another student of us. So we feel really proud to see that our students and you know we still call them Suhas or Girish, although the designation wise, position wise, and success wise, yes, we are really blessed and feel really very good. I also welcome formally Rahul Pandey, who is another gem from Cisco. Our very close to our heart alumni and the greatest persons we have met. In fact, I also welcome Rajesh to be the greatest helping hand, who has in fact made so many students join us quickly. We are very happy with the very first formal association with Cisco, where we are organizing this great event. And really this experience is going to be great. So in order to share some details about the program, I would say that this program is under the National Mission on Cyber Physical Systems. This is identified as one such emerging field to have a significant impact on healthcare, urban transport, water distribution, energy, urban air quality, manufacturing, governance. In fact, you talk about any field and cyber physical system is the answer to it. Cyber physical system includes sensors, actuators, communication channels, then gathering data in a remote system, now known as cloud. And then once the data is available, you can do lots of jugglery with the data, generate inferences, and meaningful actions can be planned. With the advent of artificial intelligence, now this has become possible even to take decisions, plan things well ahead of time. So that is the importance of cyber physical system. So in times to come, we as the country want to be the internationally leading over innovation and quality products. We want that someday India should produce products and technologies which would be exported to Israel, China, USA, and we are at the threshold of state-of-the-art technology deliveries. So the activities envisioned under the mission will give impetus to Indian manufacturing via the invention of new products, services, and creation of a skilled young human resource, from technicians to researchers to entrepreneurs. So in fact, under this program, manpower development is another very strong pillar. We want that finest people like the speakers in this training program and other platforms should finally handhold the people so that our manpower actually is able to not only think technology, they are able to work on the technological fronts and eventually deliver IPRs and innovative products the way other countries have started doing. So it is the very high time when India should also take lead. Our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has also envisioned, he is putting an effort for startups, Make in India programs, Atmanirbhar Bharat, and so many avenues. So we have to do complete rehaul of the system, modernize and digitize the socio-technical system and service. If I talk about the national mission, where IIT BHU is taking prominent role, is that IIT BHU has been bestowed with the National Mission on Interdisciplinary Data Analytics and Predictive Technologies. This has been regarded as one of the most prominent fields whose progress will add significant impact on various socio-economic issues. At IIT BHU, we have identified 5 verticals, namely telecommunications, power, road transport and highways, defense research and development, and health and family welfare. So these have been identified under interdisciplinary data analytics and predictive technology mission. The endeavor shall catalyze the creation of skilled young engineers, researchers, technicians, entrepreneurs, together with human resource at all levels, besides becoming a key contributor to realize the vision of Digital India, Innovate in India, Make in India, Made in India, right? So everything is very well and closely connected. So regarding the next generation networks, NGN and artificial intelligence for data analytics and predictive technology applications is a 1 week, 6-day, not 5 days, 1 week, 6-day online course that includes invited lectures and tutorials pertaining to a wide range of topics intersecting the next generation networks, AI for data analytics and predictive technologies. The attendees would be able to better understand the relevant tools and technologies and how they are integrated in a complete end-to-end solution for industrial and societal applications. The topic would range from data science, optimizations, communication engineering, data analytics, modeling, prediction, feature extractions and estimation, machine learning techniques, sensors, actuators, for implementing a complete cyber physical system design. along with variety of applications, case studies, demonstrating the power of data analytics and prediction in using next generation networks and artificial intelligence. The course will also include hands-on sessions, tutorials, and will be organized in interactive mode. So we are really thankful to all the dignitaries, premier most experts from the globe. And we also welcome all the participants who have joined from all across the country. We have around 1,000 participants, and we want that each participant should get an opportunity to actually learn things with the best of the best people in these areas. So we have chosen the best people. Now it is the turn of the participants to make best use of the technologies, opportunities, and believe me, this is not just a start or beginning of the thing. This is not only a 1 week training program, rather this is the moment when we are forming the team. So once the team is in place, we will keep on interacting. Now we have your mobile numbers, we have your email IDs. Now you have a connection with your the superior most experts in their areas in communication, AI, ML, and everything. So this is a high time when I welcome all the participants, all the faculty members, students. For example, there are at least around 200 faculty members who have joined. We have around 800 student participants. These students are from BTech, UG, PG, and postgraduate research scholars as well. So we will try to include people from every aspect so that we have a very good scope of learning and eventual delivery. It is not merely talks, rather this is the time when you have to learn and earn. So I formally welcome everyone, all the people on board, and now I welcome Mr. Suhas Mansingh to speak a few words and set the pace of this talk.
All right. Thank you, Professor Rajput, and thank you for inviting me here. We have, so I just wanted to talk for 15-20 minutes about what I think this is all about. And I was trying to figure out what I should talk about. And I think there are quite a few smart people who are going to come in after me who know about technology probably much better than I do. And I was trying to see what value will I bring in this discussion. And just to give you a background, I mean, I've been building products for more than 20 years. And one of the things that I was thinking would help the students and even the faculty here when they're teaching the students is to figure out what does it take to have a product mindset. You know, what does it take to build products? Because I'm afraid, you know, we might end up becoming a country that only builds apps, right? There's a famous quote by one of the Silicon Valley founders who said, you know, we wanted flying cars, but instead all we got was, you know, 140 characters and 240 characters on Twitter, right? So for some reason I see, you know, our engineers afraid of hardware. Our engineers afraid of silicon. And as long as that is going to be there, we will never be the leaders, right? So more than technology, I think it's a mindset change that's needed in India to bring about what I think is going to be the next revolution. We talked about Industry 4.0, we talked about cyber physical systems. So is there a chance for India with the kind of people that we have here, with the kind of engineers and leaders that we have here, is there a chance for us to become what Professor Rajput said before, right? You know, can we be the leaders who export stuff all over the world? So that was the thought in my mind when I put a short presentation together. Let me see.
So meanwhile, we can listen from Girish how they... Okay, now the Suhas is back. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everyone. See, this basically shows that we are still not done. We haven't simplified the process of virtual meetings and everything. For somebody who's been in technology for 30 years, I still can't figure out how to make this work.
And this is where AI will play a very significant role.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we can see the slides.
You can see the slides?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. So let me walk through. I'll walk through my. Let me catch the thought again, right? So what I was trying to say is what will it take for India to become the leader again, right? What will it take? We go back 1,000 years and more. I think we were the leaders, and my thought is around what will it take for us to get back here, and we should have an opportunity to get there. To get there, to understand that there exists an opportunity for us. First thing you need to realize is the concept of exponential growth. And this is something that, it's not very usually clear to a lot of humans. So I'll give you a story that, that happened long time back in India. The guy who, the person who invented chess went to the king and said, Raja, look at this. This is a great game that I've invented. And the king looked at it and said, wow, this is really cool. I mean, this really uses my brains. I really like it. Take whatever you want. And he said, I don't want too much. Just put 1 grain of rice on the first square, double it on the second square, and go on doing that till you reach the end. And what happens if you go to the end? You need Mount Everest size of rice, right? 64 squares, right? So if it's not easy for us to comprehend that this is how exponential growth is. And then now if you look at the areas in technology, the Raja was obviously, he was not able to deliver on his promise, and I'm assuming the guy who made chess went away with some gold or something, and not a very happy king. But what this highlights is what is exponential growth. And if you look at, and this is the only technical slide I'll have there, I resisted myself from adding too much technical there because there are going to be a lot of smart guys, like I said, after me. But if you look at the number of transistors that are there in a chip, 8086 had around 29,000 transistors. And the M1 chip that came up from Apple right now is around 16 billion transistors, okay? If there is an exponential growth, this is an exponential growth. I think our capability to process in chips has been an amazing growth. The other big exponential growth is what Professor Rajput touched upon, is the cyber physical systems. Everything that was dumb, your chair, your printer, your dustbin, everything can have a small chip now because of this explosion and suddenly become intelligent. Now you see one big difference between humans having a brain and your dustbin having a brain is we can connect these things together to share information. When you connect humans together, we choose what information to share. Hence, the sharing of information is limited, right? I don't want to give my secrets away. The dustbin doesn't worry that much. As a result, what can be done with connecting things is way more amazing than connecting people sometimes. And I know this, somebody in philosophy can debate about it. I'm not going to, this is more from a technical point of view. So the possibilities are enormous. So we talk about one disruption, which is what the chip is able to do. 16 billion transistors, processing power. I can make anything intelligent with embedded systems. The second thing is they can be connected now. And if they can be connected, they can share information. Theoretically, think about it. We needed a lot of doctors during this pandemic. If I could just replicate the knowledge of one doctor into 20 people, I would have 20 doctors. I can't do that. I can't copy the brain. I can do that in software systems. So think about the potential to adjust as per need when a problem arises. So there's a lot of value that these guys can, these systems can give to complement us, right? So humans, along with these intelligent systems, can create a huge amount of value, and that's the big disruption that is happening. Just to show you what's happening in my field is what you see on the left-hand side here. Because of Moore's law, which is the number of transistors that are coming in on one chip, we are actually approaching Shannon's limit on what I can carry on a fiber. Cisco just bought a company called Acacia for around $4.5 billion, which develops the DSPs to put that amount of data, right now 400 gig going to 1.2 terabit per lambda on a fiber. This goes back to my original point, all of you guys who are looking to become app guys and build a Swiggy app, what really makes a difference is hardcore silicon and technology and hardware. So I really hope after this, a few of you think about hardware and silicon and real things, as opposed to building an app that you can chat with your friends on. So please, over and over again, I know I come from a system background. I really hope we do more of that in India, right? So this is a major disruption that is happening. What happens when disruption happens? Disruption is an opportunity for new leaders. When Airbnb and internet came in, there was an option suddenly to do Airbnb, right? And Marriott got disrupted. You got a new leader. Tesla, with the electric car technology, Toyota was a leader. Tesla suddenly starting to become a leader. Again, a disruption, opportunity, right? When Apple came up with the iPhone, Nokia was disrupted. So what does this mean? India might not be the leader, but if we look for disruptions, if we look for major changes happening, that's the time when leaders change. And right now, luckily, those changes are happening in a field that we should be strong in. We are hard, IT industry, technology industry, we are really strong in. So this creates an opportunity for us to be the disruptor and us to take the leadership. We missed the Industry 3.0 manufacturing boom. The Asian tigers, China, all these guys grew. They became the leaders, and their economies grew, their people grew. I mean, Professor came from Korea. Korea also grew around the same time. I think we missed that bus. There is Industry 4.0 coming in. There are these disruptions that we see. We have these smart engineers sitting on the call right now. This is the time that we can actually make in India, right? This is the time that we can actually make a difference, start building products from India, not providing services to others from India, right? And I was thinking more about this, right? So we want to do all this stuff. We want to make in India. We want to be able to build products out of India. What is stopping us, right? What is stopping us? Why are we not able to break that barrier, right? Is it technology? Is it that people cannot understand physics better? Is it that people cannot understand engineering well? Is it that people cannot, learn fast enough? We've got the smartest brains all around, right? See, the difference really comes about in mindset. And that's where a product mindset or taking a challenge and an innovative mindset is different than somebody who just follows, right? I mean, if you look at a 2020 game, then the last over, it's not the most talented person who's able to take you to victory, right? It's the one with the right amount of strength and grit, right? So a mindset plays a large role in us succeeding. And in my own little way, in my own way, I was trying to think more and more around what can be the mindset. Do you think it's hurting us? And as you guys learn about technology, as most of you go out into the world and start, either doing your own startups or working in companies and doing other things, what would I want you to learn and unlearn as you move forward? And the first thing that I could think of was forget about Jugaad. See, I think we've been very proud of Jugaad, but Jugaad is what? Making what's available work for you somehow through Jugaad. What you say in the right is actually innovation. So the moment we start getting proud of Jugaad, we stop innovating at the basic layer. So Jugaad is accepting what is out there, and now how can I turn my washing machine into a lassi maker, right? I'm not thinking of making a lassi maker. I'm thinking of saying, okay, this is what I have, how can I make it? Your focus should be on the problem, and it should not matter how you get to the solution. Now, if you look at, I just talked about, multi-terabit chips. I talked about 16 billion transistors. And one of the major problems as we go into telecom is around the amount of heat that, these electrons generate. So what we did try to cool it, but we didn't get stuck there. We said, you know what? What if we replace electrons with photons? And silicon photonics came around. So you question the basics as opposed to accepting the basics. Jugaad forces you to accept basically what's out there and build on top of it. I'm asking you to question the basics. I'm asking you to, not think of everything like Lego that you're building, but actually reinvent, melt the Lego blocks and build something else out of it, right? So that's an attitude change. So don't accept whatever. Don't think this is the only processor that can be built. Why can't I build a different kind of a processor? Why can't I use something other instead of silicon? So don't be proud of Jugaad. Focus on innovation. Question every basic that is out there when you're building products. That is the one thing that I would like to say. The other thing that I'd like to say is encourage experimentation and failure. We have to learn to reward failure. We are a society where you say, देखो वो तो कुछ नहीं कर पाया, वो तो बर्बाद हो गया, वो तो उसने खोली दुकान ही बंद हो गई उसकी तो, right? He tried. You did not even try, right? The people who try are the ones who succeed. The others follow, right? So we have to respect people who made mistakes. We have to respect people who tried. And we have to push more and more. In fact, when the professors are also talking about in class, talk about the pain. I mean, Disney went bankrupt 8 times before they created Disney. I mean, there's Apple was a failure multiple times, right? But kept on pushing the boundaries. So I think we only reward success. We only talk about success. I mean, one simple example that you can think of is your grandma using an iPhone or a smartphone, and your 5-year-old cousin using it. The 5-year-old learns it much faster than the grandma. Why? Is the 5-year-old smarter? No, the 5-year-old is not afraid to fail. He'll keep on pressing all buttons possible till it figures out. The grandma will be saying, "Toot to nahi jayega, kuch gadbad to nahi ho jayega," right? You'll be always afraid to fail. So that same thing is about innovation and building products. You have to be less afraid of failure, more push towards experimentation and pushing the boundaries. So that's the second thing that I would say you guys have to think about as you learn these technologies. So there are two things I just said, right? Disruption, right now, opportunity for India to rise. Technology we can learn, but mindset we need to build products. So mindset for products is very different than the mindset for following and joining companies and waiting for somebody to tell you what to do and doing it. That's not what we're looking for. That's not how we'll become leaders, right? And the third thing, and I'll probably summarize after this and hand off back to Professor Rajput. The third thing that I think we need to think about, the third thing that I think is important is, you see, knowledge is in some sort a curse. And that's what we're trying to say here, right? It's what you know is sometimes limits you in what you're able to do, right? Knowledge is in some sort of curse. And if you look at Steve Jobs building the iPhone, did he know how to build a capacitive screen? Did he know how to build a glass that doesn't break? No. He had this dream. He said, this is what I need to build. Then he pulled in the people, right, to get it done. When Ford was building a car, they're saying nobody needs a car. We just need a faster horse. But we did not need a faster horse. All you knew about was a horse. So he said, okay, let's build a faster horse. I'll build 3 horses. I'll build 5 horses. No, you needed to build a car, right? So your current knowledge restricts you. So as you try to solve tough problems, bring in people who bring in diverse knowledge, right? People who know art, people who know psychology, people who know mechanical engineering, people who know, materials engineering. If you only use your knowledge to solve a big problem and to create a product, you'll be limited. It has to be diverse thoughts and ideas with people working across. So your own knowledge, becomes a curse, right? When I was in my startup, it was a simple thing we needed to build at one time was if there was a router somewhere, you should be able to figure out on a map where to place it. We used to put the latitude and longitude. And one of the person who was working with me is actually a Stanford guy. And I, did sort of, rough calculation and put it at the right place. That guy went back, went to a university, spent 2 days to understand how cartography is done and how a globe is made flat. And then use that to place the box exactly at the right position. He didn't know. I used my knowledge and somehow figured it out. He opened up to say, okay, I don't know, but this is what I want. I know what I want, but I don't know how to do it. So your knowledge is going to be always limited, especially the way the world is right now. Your knowledge is going to be a curse for you to be able to innovate. So you have to bring in more people. You have to bring in diverse thought, diverse ideas to be able to succeed. Otherwise, you'll do the same thing over and over again. We sit there's a saying, if 5 people are discussing something and all of them agree on the point, 4 of them are redundant. I don't need the other 4 because it's the same idea coming from all of them, right? So we need diverse sort of ideas. So this is basically what I wanted to say, right? I think, with what's happening in technology, it's a time for India to use this disruption to lead. I think Industry 4.0, cyber physical systems create the new version of manufacturing. And as the new version of manufacturing comes, we can become the leaders if we obviously need to get the technology. But we have to make sure we have a change in mindset, We think about the product. We think about the problem to solve, not what I have been given and try to solve with it. Create something new to solve the problem if it's needed, but not compromise on how you solve the problem. Not be afraid of failure. You're going to fail 100 times when you do this, but every time you fail, you learn more. You learn more through failure than success. Success gives you a big head. Failure gives you humility to learn more and more. So we have to respect more and more failure. And then when you look at a problem, look at it like a blank slate. Anything is possible. Get diversity of thought. Get diverse people around. Learn from others. Bring others around with diverse thoughts. And that's how you solve the problem, right? And iPhone would not have been created if Steve Jobs used only his intelligence to figure out what has to be made. Got a diverse set of people together to bring that together. So I think this course is a big step in trying to say we want to do it. We want to learn what's out there. The other thing I would say while you learn all these things is work on the mindset. Figure out what it takes to build projects. Again, I'll say don't be afraid of hardware. Hardware and physical systems is what is going to make us leaders, not just apps. So at a high level, this is what I wanted to cover. I hope this was useful for all of you. I'll hand the screen back to Professor for taking it forward. Hope the chat was useful. Thank you again for the opportunity. I can do anything I can do to make PHU successful. I would like to do. Right. So thank you very much for the opportunity. Back to you, Professor Rajput.
Yeah, thank you so much, Suhas. This was a very, very right points and right notes which you touched upon. In fact, our society has become like this. Right when we are kids and our parents are pushing us to go for IITs or AIMS and other things, they keep on pushing us, no, do this and do that. They are, in fact, sometimes we see that the teacher himself is very afraid of the student's failure. the parents are also very much afraid of the failures. For example, sometimes as I hear in foreign countries where the brought up is quite different, they leave them on their own. You have to choose, you have to decide, you have to get success. And if you need a team, okay, father and mother are there, right? So sometimes even for example, like as an industry, somewhere you have to be supportive to your the employees and people whom you want to work. Let in fact, this is what I am seeing, that now companies are giving their employees opportunity to work in projects of their own choice, as a CSR or as some additional activities. This is really wonderful. Somewhere your intelligence, your knowledge, your innovation must be dissipated, and it must be taken by everyone with a very sporting spirit. Yes, at least someone tried. So not only that the, someone doesn't want to work, they want to work, but sometimes we don't see that positive ambience around us. Especially if I talk about the students, they are rather more insecure about for example, this is really surprising for me, and I would like to share about a comment I received from one of my very talented student. I gave him a task to sort out some Excel sheet data, and he did that within a night. And in the morning, 6 a.m., he sent me the sheet back. It was really very good. So I asked him, okay, I have to work more on this data, and I am going to develop a AI engine on this. So while I create a deep network, would you look forward to work on that? So he said, no, actually, he is not actually working. He is a coding guy, so he is much into software. But he will ask his other friends if they are interested in AI or ML, or if they are doing that. Okay, he talked with his friends. Later on, he came back to me and reverted that, sir, I talked with most of my student friends who are very good, but most of them have now focused more onto software side, because this is the one which will give them a job. So they are focusing more into C++ rather than pushing AI ML, because it is good, it is lucrative, it is glamorous, but eventually C++ will give me a job. What I mean is, I had a wonderful project in my mind. I am working on that. I needed some good people to work, enthusiastic students, and certainly this would have helped them. So sometimes insecurities also prevent you from doing innovation, right? So somewhere the environment has to come where they are quite assured or directed in the right way. So a number of things are to be done, but the very important thing is skill. If you have a skill, then only you can innovate, then only you can plan, right? So this is really important for the students to learn in a strategic and systematic manner, so that they are really able to think think completely as a end-to-end solution. So this is really very good. So I think we have Professor Kim with us. Professor Kim, can we see you? Let me just check. He has already joined.
I'm in the here. Okay, this
Hello,
is
Professor Kim. Yeah.
Okay. I have some the problems, the connection problem in the Microsoft tools. Yeah.
Okay.
Then I just uploaded for my presentation materials, and I use my presentation file.
You can share your screen, and that can work.
Maybe can you see my presentation file?
Yes, we can see your slides with a very good clarity. So
okay,
that will work.
Yeah. Then okay, I'd like to present. Okay. Here. please. Okay.
Sometimes we can also not help because it is all Korean.
Yeah, maybe there's something that I'm not familiar with this Microsoft tool. Maybe I can start.
No, you can full screen your slide on your own screen, or automatically it will be shown.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this is perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Then my presentation is for the challenge and opportunity for level 5 autonomous vehicles. Now my lab is major. The interest is for the artificial intelligence for autonomous vehicles. Then for today's presentation is for outline of this presentation is for first I look the overlook of the automotive industry and market, then the roadmap of autonomous vehicles, and a little bit the technical works for how the autonomous vehicle works, and the challenge and opportunity, and I'll conclude my talks like this. Then let's look at the outlook of automotive industry and market. Usually, most of the people estimate how big as a company is the competitiveness of the company. That is for the race to top means these three company, the Volkswagen, Toyota, and General Motors, is their capability of producing the OEM of the car is more than 10 million per year, and also the Renault, Nissan, and Hyundai Kia is the almost 99 million to 8 million car per year. But if you see in the revenue, the Daimler Benz and the BMW, even though these are the number of car they produce is small rather than the big company, but the revenue is very big. Then means these two companies is for the value of a brand. This is for capability of a mass production. This thing is a value of a brand. Then for the other side, we can say that the Tesla, the stock price of Tesla is bigger than the others, the company, big company like the Toyota and GM. This is for data for the last year. This year is even though Tesla is stock value is more larger than this one. Currently, the stock value of Tesla is larger than the sum of all the stock value of vehicle makers. So almost the same as the value of other company. And for the Uber and the Lyft is not the manufacturer. It's for mobility service company, but the stock value is bigger than the giant in the automotive industry. One make this kind of things, then we may thinking about the mega trend in the automotive industry. There are 5 big mega trend. We say simply this for the digital transformation of automotive industry. Then you can summarize it as it's electrified, and there will be the autonomous, and also it's shared, and it's connected. It also yearly connected. Then for electrified, this the engine and the powertrain is changing from the fuel based the power to the electric vehicles. And for autonomous, the AI is a key enabling technology. Then the vehicle become the self-driving, the intelligent vehicles. And also the shared economy is leading. There's a big change in the ownership of vehicles. Right now, it's instead of owned the personal vehicles or own the private vehicle, it's moving the industry, moving to the mass, the mobility as a service. And for connected, there's the 5G, cellular VTX, or the IoV, Internet of Vehicle, is the future, and is the important technical future of the vehicle. Also, there's the yearly updated. Currently, if your vehicle is manufactured by the OEM, then the most of software, we cannot change any of software. But in the OTA is for over the air, like the mobile phone or PC, we update the core, the component of software. That this the mega trend shows this kind of value. That the big company is not competitive, or the brand name is not meaningless anymore. The leading company like Tesla, the Uber, Lyft is for they just following what they are leaders in this the 5 mega trend. And also we can show the level of automation. This is for standard by announced by the SAE. Then there will be the 6 steps of automation from the level 0 to level 5. If you look at the level 2, we are now currently on the level 2 and level 3. Now you are in the transition phase from level 2 and level 3. Level 2 is for the occasionally self-driving. For driving, you must using the eye and hand and the foot. So level 2 is you can temporarily off your hand or temporarily off your eye. But for level 3, you are free. Free from the wrong road for using hand and the surveillance of an environment using the eye. But this only for not for the whole time during the driving. There is for the limited self-driving. Therefore, the driver must sitting on the driving seat, and all the happenings during the driving. The driver responsible for all the happening during the driving. And the level 4 is for full self-driving under certain conditions. But still, driver must sitting on the driver's seat, but one can sleep. Then we say that it's for the mind of, never mind the driving test. We are free from the driving test. The level 5 is a full self-driving. It guarantees the self-driving under all conditions. The we call is for the drive of condition. That's for level of the automation. You can say that temporary eye or hand off to the hand and eye off, and to the mind off. Then finally, can be accomplished the drive off. Is the final level of the automation. Then what is the challenge for the autonomous vehicle system for beyond level 5.0? Then there's the several issues. The first thing is for technology. For technology, must guarantee, or we must have the performance required to the level of automation. And also we guarantee the safety, and also the cybersecurity is a very important issue in technology. And also the next thing is for social acceptance. There will be the comfort. If you are familiar with the driving style or the human driver the vehicles, then if you are sitting on the autonomous vehicle, if you do not feel the comfort during the driving, it may cause some trouble. Therefore, the comfort is a big issue in social acceptance. Also, the congestion. If the self-driving vehicle causes a congestion in the metropolitan city, it cannot be accepted. And also the driving behavior. If the driving behavior by the agent, the AI agent is quite different from the human driver, it may cause some trouble. That's why it's also very important. Also, the final challenging issue is for business model. There is a changing in the vehicle ownership, and there is for new the service and business model as a mobility as a service. And for this challenging issue for level 5.0 autonomous vehicle, our labs named STL, Seamless Transportation Lab, we are doing some research for that. The slogan is for we are aiming the human-like driving, but we try to overcoming the human's capability in driving. Then we are aiming for the driving comfort. There is a comfortable driving experience based on the occupant preference metrics, and we are doing some research for dynamic localization using visions and the HD map matchings, and we are doing the 3D object detection and tracking, and then we are doing some research for recognition and understanding the irregular situation and the environment. Then let's look at how the AV works. There is a self-driving loop. For self-driving, there's the sensing and perception, and the decision. There is a control. There is we call this a basic self-driving loop. And for implementing this kind of self-driving loop in the autonomous vehicle, we must concern the deep neural net-based autonomous vehicles. There's we call it learning. Then we consider how can the human learn the drivings. There's in the human, we learn driving and the adaptation to some situation and some changing in the vehicles. But human makes some mistakes sometimes. But for the system, it can prevent the mistake. Then by the human-like driving is just like there's a camera, there's a deep neural net. There's for the drive-by-wire interface, the deep neural net can control the steering and the acceleration and brake pedal directly. That is for level 5 autonomous vehicle. We must decouple the step-by-step architecture. Step-by-step architecture is this is for step-by-step with sensing. Based on the sensing, we are doing some decision. Based on the decision, we control. That is for for low level the autonomous vehicle. This kind of the step-by-step is a work. But for level 5 autonomous vehicle, we must decouple this step-by-step the architecture. Then perception, decision, control is a single loop. Then we need the end-to-end steering and velocity control, like this kind of system. Then this kind of system look like this. There's for camera sensor. There is for deep neural net. There is for the steering control like this. Then we develop this kind of simple end-to-end steering the controller for autonomous vehicle. Okay. Yeah, this is for the simulation. This is the previous the Dave2 system. That is our system. We are modifying is a Dave2 Sky system. Then this system is for in the curve. There is the departure lane, but the proposed system is the following the lane in the steep the curve. You can see the real time the steering the signal, and here is for the video showing the real driving test on the real road. Even though there is some the mark and the disconnection. There are so many kind of obstacle industry. Anyway, it's going. It's moving. It's very well. under the the hard hash environment in the driving. And by this kind of approach, we got the license from the government. In Korea, we have the license system for autonomous vehicle. Actually, we got the autonomous vehicles. For this is the first autonomous vehicle. That is the second one in 2017. That is the third autonomous vehicle in the 2019. And for the comfort of the driving experience, you know that each of a driver has their own driving style. If you are more focusing on the comfort driving, then there is for the x-axis is lateral acceleration, then y is longitudinal acceleration. Then the basic idea is each of a driver has the comfortable driving zone. When the human driving their own car, we can record his own driving comfortable range, like this, the different area of the two-dimensional curve, and based on that, we say this the area is for occupant preference metric. Then, based on the autonomous vehicle passenger or occupant choose their own preference metric. Based on the metric, we model the motions. Then, based on the motion, we limit each of acceleration inside of this range. Then you can control the longitudinal and the lateral control of the data. Then this is for the loop, for the control loop. This is for the concept of a dynamic localization using visions and HD maps. Most of the autonomous vehicle, there are a lot of settings, there are the GPS, something. But when you're driving a car, you just, in the navigator, you just press the destination. Then it detects the starting point. From this starting point, you want to arrive this destination. Then our approach is just make some the autonomous vehicle similar to the current navigation system without any differential DGPS. And then for this one, we need the visual, the map matching, and the end-to-end control. Then we must add on the visual map matching for the localizing the real-time position on the map during the driving. That purpose, we develop this kind of Siamese network. There's one is a map. This is a high definition map. There's the camera and the other sensor input. From the camera input, we recognize the lane and the width segmentation. From these two maps, we are matching in the real time. We localize the vehicle's position and the headings. The rough area of a vehicle, the real-time position, we estimate from GPS. Then we can adjust the location by this kind of deep neural net. This is for the simple our demonstration. This is for our autonomous car. There's a driving, and you can change the lane. You can see here is a map. Here is the video input. Here is for the detected lane and something. Then you can see the current position, the localized in the map. There is for the left turns, is working left turn. is working for the right turns. The details about the technology of inside of this autonomous vehicle we will present in the Saturday the session, and the Dr. Mishra will show some more experimental result in Saturday. Okay, and there is a lot of opportunity for the autonomous vehicles. Then autonomous vehicle actually is leading the intelligent vehicle industry, and there is for the connected car also. Then it's the impact on lifestyle, new business, and the economy. And okay, then what is autonomous? The connected car. The connected car is for intelligent car, and then there's for the connection of the 4G or 5G, the high-speed internet connection. Then there is a lot of application and service. Then for connected the intelligent car, we can provide new service. For this a lot of service for traffic safety, the remote care of a car, the mobile office, entertainment, self-driving, the autonomous taxi, sharing service, and also there's the traffic efficiency also. And this is for how the autonomous vehicle impact on the lifestyle and the business and economy. This is for the one of the result from the project Boston 2030. This is for the project showing how can the autonomous vehicle remodel the Boston city if the modality the traffic is changing like this. For there's no the private owned vehicle. Only for the 34% of public transit, 14% of shared self-driving taxi, 24% of self-driving taxi, and 28% of self-driving minibus. If the city, the transportation system is changed to this format in 2030 in Boston City, there's an impact. The number of vehicles reduced about 28%. The distance, each vehicle, the travel distance increased 6%. Average travel, the speed increased 30%. Average travel time, there's reduced only for the 30%. And the big thing is emission. It's reduced to 66%. And the parking space in the Boston, there is for reduced for 48%. This is a very great impact. If you build the parking space for the vehicles, if you need for increase the 50% of a parking space, how much amount of budget you need? You can estimate. It's a huge amount, but just adopting the autonomous vehicle, we can obtain the economic and the environment impact. Okay, then I'd like to conclude my talks. I just briefly look at the status and the challenge and opportunity of autonomous vehicle. The vehicle industry now facing a destructive revolution. Then I think so. There are many industry is already facing the digital destructive transformation, but the automotive industry may be the last industry, the facing the digital destructive transformation, and I think that autonomous vehicle change the lifestyles as well as for the whole information and communication technology, the industry, ICT technology. Then I think the autonomous vehicles providing the next ICT platform. And all of this kind of challenge and opportunity and the transformation, there's AI, artificial intelligence, is a key roles, key enabling technology. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Okay.
Sir, there is no audio.
No audios.
No audio, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kim, for a wonderful talk. It was really very well connected and well explained. The way you explained the autonomous vehicle system, I believe participants can very well understand how things right from capturing the data. In fact, I would call sensors. Camera is also a sensor. So, right from capturing the sensor data, processing it in real time, so that we have the edge detection and localization of the vehicle, and then transmitting it to the cloud, exploring it with respect to your camera, so that your global position could also be identified, and then based on that you are issuing the commands, further steering commands, so that the vehicle gets on the right track or does not change the lane. Truly speaking, this is the real essence of cyber physical system, a system which is connected end to end, which has all the capabilities. Even as you implemented the AI component, it has all the capability to take decisions. At this stage, of course, things are improving, and opportunities to reach up to level 6, level 5 is of course just around the corner, as you indicated that by 2025 this is going to come. Really, this is a disruptive technology for automotive industry, because this has in fact changed the way we used to drive. Very recently, I also bought a new vehicle, upgraded to MG Hector Plus. And now, you cannot believe that I almost for 90% of the times I don't in fact press the accelerator. It drives on its own. It has torque sensor, it senses, takes the decisions. Even sometimes when I have to take a sharp turn or do something else, I have personally felt that there was a very narrow margin of safety, where if I was driving it, it could have been a disaster. But since the vehicle automatically implemented some controls, I was really saved. Really, a time is going to come that really the humans would not actually require to drive the vehicle, right? Vehicles will be self-driven, they will be rather more safer and easier to drive. In fact, as you were showing about the comfort of the driver, earlier my drive range was, while I used to go out just for a casual travel, it used to be hardly 10-20 kilometers. But recently, after this new vehicle, I usually drive till the airport, because airports are usually they have a very good highways, well connected roads, and there my vehicle drives even far better. So, I mean, the comfortability of the driver is very important. In fact, I recently went up to Hyderabad and covered a distance of roughly 5,000 kilometers. I drove on my own, although we stayed in between at my parents' place or in-laws' place. But I myself was the driver, and I was able to drive. I mean, the way cyber physical systems are getting improved, they are helping humans. Certainly, in times to come, we would be really relieved from such hassles of driving, clutch, brake. In fact, you see, even automatic driving, the gear system has even improved. So it is really a time when not only that we can come with innovation, we can reach at the threshold of state of the art deliveries. Right now, as the Suhas rightly pointed out, we missed the industrial revolution, industry 3.0, but industry 4.0, where cyber physical systems every country is trying to work hard and push IPRs and innovations and products in industry 4 scenario. It is the time when Indians can take advantage of it. A supercomputer is able to deliver better results just because it does parallel processing. Similarly, in India, we have so much population. It's like individual citizen is a processor in himself. So India is a supercomputer in one way. If I consider their brain capabilities, it is the time when we allocate each of this processor individual task to finally accomplish. So it is the here comes the role of the master who runs the supercomputer. So we have to allocate tasks, we have to train manpower, we have to make them think innovation. As Suhas pointed out, think about end-to-end product. Don't go for the jugaad. We don't want to compromise. Think about bringing some good solution, work on it from scratch, form the right team, and then deliver. Getting on the forefront is the only way out if India wants to excel in technology, not only technology, any and everywhere. You see, during Corona period, we invented so many things. We developed our own machines. Even we developed own equipments for health sector, right? So it is not that we cannot do it. The only thing is if we want to do it and we have been pushed in the right way, in the right direction. So with this, I will request my co-coordinator, Dr. Ajay Pratap, who is from Computer Science and Engineering, to extend the greatest vote of thanks to Suhas, Professor Kim, Girish, Rahul, Samta, Rajesh, and the whole team, all the participants, because it has been a wonderful talk, wonderful interaction. So I welcome Dr. Ajay to please carry on.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much, everyone. On behalf of IIT BHU and entire hardworking team here, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude and thanks to Professor Shinho Kim from South Korea for giving us so much valuable time, and Mr. Suhas Mansingh, VP Engineering Cisco, for sharing their graceful words with us. It has been our tribute to host all the members and audience in this inaugural function, and I'm pretty much thankful to all the participants for being here and attending the session. We have been fortunate to have renowned identities from academics and industries, especially in both the areas. I am sure that our college will continue to get significant provision from diverse team of Cisco India and vice versa. We are also engaged with Cisco India as well in the future. I must remark a proficient sense of gratitudeness to all our guests for sharing with us some of the finest research practices. And I want to extend my generous thanks to the entire team for their support and cooperation. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Suhas. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. All the participants, please join back at 2. We will have greatest sessions started. We will have Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, Suhas. I'm really sorry, I was on mute. So I thank everyone. I thank Girish, Rahul, Suhas, Samta, Rajesh, each and everyone who contributed a lot for making this program a success, making students register in large numbers. We want to really make them learn the best on technologies. So, okay, all the participants, please join us at 2 o'clock. Once again, we will have great session with lots of hands-on and actual hard stuff where you will have to put some more extra brains and energies. So, do join us through Microsoft Teams application duly installed on your system so that you can ask good questions, watch screens in a better way, because experts would be sharing their screens and actually demonstrating how we code, how to write, how do we actually implement the things. Okay, so with this view, thank you very much, and we close this session. We will join back at 2 o'clock today, and the same stream is being the content is being streamed on YouTube as well. So for later viewing, you can also watch repeatedly so that you learn the right things. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Girish.
Thank you.
I hope it all went all right. Initially, it had some glitch. We had to work on that, but now it's fine, right? Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.